G'day mate, Argsy here. Welcome back to Western Australia. We're just cruising along here in a 9RT. So I've swapped out one of the 9RXs and going to give the tracked version here, the 9RT version, a go. Seems to be negotiating the field a bit better, certainly not slowing down as much when it's trying to wiggle its way along the edge of this uneven line. But we just got the three deers up here all under way again. Back on the harvest, they're into their first land, so I'm intrigued to see whether it will go all the way down to the headland and come back in the other end. But we'll wait and see where it goes. But just before we get into this properly, can I just say a huge thank you to everyone who has watched our first video, the start of the harvest, and all the comments and new subscribers and everything. I've been absolutely blown away by the support that you've shown me. I never expected it to be as popular as it has. I think we're just over 40,000, maybe 42,000 views in a little under 2 weeks. So yeah, seems to have been a very popular video, so I'm excited to be here making another one. So we'll get around there and get this started with the unload. I haven't set the 9RX back off on the grain cart course yet. We'll do that once we see how this guy goes, but obviously there's three combines there with their augers out. And once we get these guys set up and I guess moving smoothly, we're going to jump into field number 7, I think it is from memory, the one on the other side of the farm, where we have already set up with the 3 Fendt Ideal 10Ts and have the grain carts and everything in there ready to go. But we're going to do that a little bit differently. That we're going to use Autodrive for the grain carts instead of courseplay, just to see how that goes compared to courseplay. So 2 different ways to run grain carts, and yeah, quite looking forward to getting into that. The other thing I am contemplating doing, whether I'm brave enough to yet or not, I'm considering taking the straw, or keeping the straw swather on with the other field, and then trying to set up a automated baling course and using the new courseplay bale collector mode and see how that all goes. So yeah, that's the plan. But for now, we'll just let this guy get run down here. He seems to have done a great job getting all the way down the end of the field and negotiating that without driving on the crop, which is good to see. So we'll just see how he goes with going and getting unloaded. And once he's up and going, we'll get the other grain cart moving as well and jump into the other field. So I'll see you again in a minute. Alright, so he's found his way underneath the first auger. Looks like we've got the offset set correctly, so he hasn't crashed into the header, which is an issue I was having last time, so we had to give this a manual offset. I think it was -2 meters just for this example with the 60-foot headers, and to get past that, get the auger length. Luckily with the X9 they have the adjustable auger spout which can throw it a bit further as well, so it's working quite well. So we'll just let him get this emptied out. As we talked about last time, these X9s have quite a slow unload speed, so you'll just hear he's turned his tractor off. Good to see they're saving a bit of diesel. But I'm also intrigued when this combine gets empty and he heads off, whether he will stop before he reaches the other ones. I have got the convoy mode set up, and it was working on the headlands very well, but in a little bit of practice I've had before starting this episode, I was having a few issues with them recognising the convoys. So we'll just keep an eye on that in a minute. But we'll let him get unloaded. Can't be too much left in there, not too much, and see which combine he wants to go to next. Alright, so there we go. The first combine is unloaded. We're backing up, which is good. Interesting that the combine on the right there has, oh no, he's full and he's backing up now. So we'll just watch here for a minute and see where combine 2 is going to go in relation to our lead combine here on the left. I must say I'm feeling a little bit nervous right at the second. Not slowing down, and he's probably not going to detect our header. Oh, he's slowing down for traffic. Is he going to stop for traffic? Doesn't look like it. We're just going to have to... Oh no, he has. He has paused for traffic. He's not pushing us along, so... That's good. Very close. But it's good. Right. I'm going to leave these guys to it for a minute. I'll go get the other grain cart up and going, and just keep an eye on them for well, at least till they get to back down to the end, to the and turned around on the land, and then we'll go and jump into the field with the Fendt. Alright, here we go. We have got 3 Ideal 10Ts started off in this field, and we're dropping some straw. So it'll be interesting to see how that all goes. As you'll see behind us, we did cut out a little bit first, just so we had some space to set up the mother bin and get the auger wagons running. So we'll go and get that sorted in a minute. Obviously we're going to have some full combines pretty quick. What are we already at? A quarter full. Almost a third full, and we've only gone that far, so I imagine the lead combine is going to be full pretty quick. But we'll just let them go off and get full, and then we'll sort out the Autodrive course. So I'll go and get that done and explain to you what we're doing. Alright, so we've just got the mother bin parked here, similar to, I guess, how we've got it parked up over there, just off to the side. So we've got a lane here for the trucks to come in and unload, and then the field side here is where we'll set the Autodrive grain carts to unload. So let's go and get that done now. Alright, so I've just brought the Autodrive dialog up here on the right, and just going to click here, so make sure I'm in this middle mouse button, and so I can click on the edit mode. And there we go, so that's brought up recording. Now you'll see it's trying to attach to the point over there, which is the closest one, which is okay. Because what we're doing for this is really just recording a loop. That is the empty point for the auger wagon into the mother bin, and the field point where it waits or comes back to once it's been in the field. So I'm just going to hit record here, and we're just going to go round in a circle. Fortunately I've got the got some grain in this one, so if we just put the auger out, I'll make sure I get close enough but not too close to be able to unload. Here we go, so that's good, so we'll just close that again. And then we'll just go around here in a loop and go back and join up with the end. Just mindful of what sort of vehicles we're using, these articulated quad tracks, so trying not to turn too tight. Back to the end here, and we'll just jump out and stop recording. Back up and see how that's connected. Not how I want it to. That's because I have auto connect on, so if I just click on those two, it takes away that connection, and then I can click there and there and adds the connection. So now we've got a loop for the grain cart to run. So the next point we have to do is tell it where it needs to unload. So we need to create a place marker, a label up here. So of course, as per all the other markers, I'm going to go a little bit past the mother bin. When our little red icon is on this front one, I can't see where it is right at the moment. Let's just try there, and so we're just going to create a target, and we're going to call that F6 cart unload. We'll create that, and then we just move around a little bit further, and this doesn't need to be far at all. In fact, I might just do it somewhere like here, and this one will be F6, and I might just call this cart wait, just as it's the waiting point for the cart. So we go create on there. That's our Autodrive course. That's all we need to really put in there. Now I do need to go down here. So for the unload, we've got a lot of modes here, and the one we want here is this one here. So this one is where we want to pick up from and where we unload into. You see the combine symbol down there. So for this, we've just created F6 cart wait is our field point for this one, and F6 cart unload is our unload point over there. Now just have a look in some of the other settings. There's one in here, unload fill level. So this is kind of like courseplay. At what level does the cart leave the field or not wait in the field and to unload? So I'm going to push that up to 95% just because I know how big the field is and how much the how quickly the combines are going to fill up. So I want to get as much out at one go. I think that's the only setting we want to have a look in here. Alright, so we'll just apply that, and I'm going to press drive, and it's stuck there waiting for call, so it's looking for a combine to go and unload. If we click on the next one, it's going to drive around to the unload point, so we'll just make sure this is going to work properly first. So what it should do is head around the corner and get to the grain bin or the mother bin and unload into there. Hopefully it slows down in a second. Here we go. It's detected the trigger for the mother bin and it's going to run around here and unload into it. Just pull up here and good. There we go. Start unloading. So it's detected the trigger and well before the unload point we'd made. So it doesn't matter where it unloads, just that it unloads. And once it's done that, it should drive on to the cart wait point and then wait for a call. So we'll go get that sorted out. Right, so we've jumped back into the leader Fendt. And now one thing I've found out when using Autodrive for unloading combines is you need to specify the same cart wolf name that the combine's using, or sorry, that the grain cart's using. So when we made that course a moment ago, we had F6 cart wait, field 6 cart wait as the point where the grain cart would wait to come. So we need to have that on all 3 combines set there. There's also a few other things in the settings here. What level we want to call at. So I've got this, now I'm going to set it quite a lot lower just because of how quickly we're filling up. So I want this combine to call for a grain cart when it's 30% full, because I'm going to assume the grain cart's back at the mother bin and will be a long way away, especially if we're down the other end of this field. Alright, so we just intercepted it before it tried to drive through the middle of the yard. I hadn't turned on the keep restrict to the fields. Just see if that change is going to have worked. There we go. So I'll just show you that setting. So in settings under here we've got restrict unload at a field and restrict pathfinder at a field. We want to keep it inside the field boundaries. We've got that all sorted now, so we should progress around to unload the first of the combines. Alright, so the moment of truth, we've made it to the combine, and let's see if we can get underneath the pipe properly. Unload, there we go. Only just gets into the trigger, which is different to the courseplay route, which of course tries to put the unload auger right in the middle of the wagon. So with these long wagons, it pushed the tractors quite a way forward. Much faster unload rate in these Fendts as well than the X9s, which is good. We'll just wait here for a second, let him get emptied out. Alright, there we go. All empty, backing up, and the combine's off again. You get back far enough? Or not quite. Hopefully that'll unhook itself. There we go. So he will now wait to unload, and these other tools start moving. Alright, it's just here in the other grain cart. Now, because it's Autodrive, we should just be able to go in here. Go to the combine unload there, set the 2 points, our cart wait and our cart unload, and then hit go, and it should plan its own route over to start that setting, start that off. We'll just double check restrict pathfinder to field so we don't get the same issue we had on the other one. Right, so he's finding his way to the cart wait point, which is just over here. We'll quickly jump in here so you can see what he's doing. Alright, there we go, he's made it. Now he's going to run around the unload. And hopefully, because he doesn't have anything to unload, he'll run past this and then go and jump into the other, go and try and find a combine to unload. Alright, so he's sitting there waiting for the call, so we'll just let him go and do his thing, and I think we need to go and give some more attention over in the John Deeres. So we'll jump over there. Alright, just jumped up here on the roof for the 9RX, and looks like our mother bin's full. So we're going to have to get the trucks, which are over here, running around on their Autodrive. I was going to take one of these off this and use that over with the Fendt and case field. So we'll set this guy off, and he can run this one to unload. It shouldn't take him too long. They seem to catch up pretty quickly before, but that's all still set up. F7 truck, load, home silo dump, and for barley. So we should just be able to tell him to go. They say he's got a problem with that. So let's just see if we can get him unloaded here, or filled up, should I say. We'll just double check that position. We might have been too far forward for him to recognise where the truckload was. But we'll just let him get filled up here. 500 bushels pretty quickly. And there we go, he's off to the home silo dump, which is good. And we've just got the X9s all running around, getting into their next land. So we'll just jump out and make sure they go in the right places. Alright, well, it's certainly hard work keeping up with 6 combines with 4 grain carts. You'll see down there, there's 2 combines in each field needing unloading. They're both, you can't really see in the background there, or they are. Sort of the combines and the John Deeres are getting down the field quite a way, and the case and fence are right over the other side of this field as well. It's taking a wee while to get to them and get back, but we're certainly getting there, and getting things going again. But before we go much further, I need to get the unload for this mother bin set up. You'll see, well, you can't see, but there's about 70% full in that mother bin, so it won't take long to fill up again. We've obviously got the grain truck running on the other side. You just see him coming down the road there, and he's going to shoot in. So we will just set up a course for this and get this one going as well. So in here in Autodrive, you'll see I've got put in a little route just from the field entrance to get onto the track. So what I might actually, I want to try and keep it separate. I was going to say I might try and take it past the grain cart, but then it might get held up if there's a cart unloading. So we'll just get head over here. We're going to break off to the left. So we'll use one of these points, it doesn't matter which one. That one will do. We're just going to start recording here. And just tab out of the menu so I can get a better view. That's one annoying thing, is you can't rotate your view when you're in the editing tab. We're just going to get up here. We'll get to the unload point, right, and we're just going to go past to about, and create the next node. We're going to label that F6 truck load. I think it's the same, the other one's F7 truckload. Then we're just going to go out, oh, went off edit. Off record, sorry. So we're just going to jump back in there, hit record again. I'll come in and fix that waypoint up in a second. We'll just get going out here. And I could actually cut through the fence to get to the silos, but I'm going to do it properly. Back down this way. Now I need to connect to where the routes are two-way now. I need to come back down onto one of these ones here. Oh, I didn't want to go backwards, but we'll just stop recording and then take a look at what our course looks like. Right. So I might just change that route and connect back here just to make it a bit smoother. And then this one needs to come across to there. And then we need to go and fix up the other one up in front of the mother bin. Let's just shoot up there very quickly. Now I'm probably making this a bit more complicated than it needs to be, but it's working for me so far. Just put that one there, drag that one back a little bit just to make it a bit smoother. Go. That one did end up quite a way forward. Alright. Now if I back up, turn off edit mode. Oh no, I might leave that on just so I can see where the waypoints are. Now I want to go back to a point where we're outside the field. Alright. We'll park that there, and now we put it on the load and pick up and delivery mode. And we want to be at F6 truckload. Home silo dumps the same, and barley is the same. So if we just hit go on that, let's watch and see what happens. Now if he stops in the right spot, there we go, perfect. Now I'm going to turn that off, and I think he can go on his own. Alright, there we go, we've made it to the unload point. So the next test is to make sure it gets back to the mother bin. Alright, here we go. We are back. Slowly working our way up. Here comes one of our grain carts at the same time too. So he's found his way back over here, which is awesome. We'll just check that he gets into the right spot, gets filled, and heads off again. There we go. There we go. We're coming back around. And we're out of here. So we'll just jump out here, let him run off and do his tricks, and then we'll see how we're going down the other end with the John Deeres. Alright, we're just back here in the John Deere field. It's been keeping things going for a little bit, so I haven't really had a chance to give you too many updates. But we've got the next land opened up. And you see the 2 combines there getting unloaded. It all seems to be going well. And we've got this guy moving across here onto his next pass. Generally, I'm pretty happy with how things are going. We're certainly getting combines unloaded and keeping them moving reasonably smoothly. Just the odd time the grain cart will get in the way. Alright, choose your weapon. We've got the 3 road trains set up here. And I'm just going to have a check on the prices for barley. Not that I'm too worried about making money on this game at the moment. But if we look at barley there, Cargill Western Australia 1937, Grain Trading Australia 1733, and Grain Trading Australia 2 1918. So what I might, first time up, is go to Grain Trading Australia 2, and I'm thinking I'm going to take the Kenworth. It's a beautiful looking truck. Those big tippers on the back. Not the biggest capacity I've got. I think the West trailers are the biggest. In fact, I think the belly dumpers are the biggest at 110,000. The Wests are 95, and I think these are 60,000 litres. Not sure what they are in bushels, but I think we'll try out the Kenworth. So we're going to use Autodrive for this. I've already set up all the routes. So we need to, again, there's that problem where if you have the Autodrive in the wrong spot, it tries to change. So what do we want to do? We want to pick up and deliver. So we want to pick up from home silo load. Then we're going to Grain Trading 2. And what do we want to take? We want to take barley. Now if I press go, assuming we're going to clear the shed, that's my only worry at the moment. This should go out and find our route out here. Should then follow the other truck around the silo. Now I don't have a route to bypass the might just, I don't want him to crash. I don't have a route to bypass this. We'll just stop him there for a second. Let this guy get out of the way in front of us. Here we go. Frame rates are a bit better when we're not around all those vehicles. Those detailed trucks seem to chew up some of the frames. Then we'll just wait for this guy to get out of the way, and then we should go and line up underneath the load point around the other side. Just up here, it should branch off to the right. There's 2 little pieces here, kind of like a railway siding. We should go in under here, stop under the fill point, and there we go. We're getting barley into our trailer. We'll just get these 3 trailers all filled up, and then it should start to head down to the sell point. Just while we're filling these, I noticed that the fence, the first of the fence, has almost made it the whole way around that field. So that is a fantastic achievement. I am a little bit nervous that when they get down the end, we might have to intervene with the position of the mother bin. Alright, so back here we are full up. I've just stopped the fence from driving for now, so they can make sure they don't get caught up down the end here. Both the grain carts are actually full and running back down to the farm too, so this is actually going to be interesting because we are going to be heading out at about the same time that the grain cart's going to be coming in the gate. So I'll be interested to see if we end up with a collision or whether the collision avoidance is advanced enough. Symphony of vehicles, all running on Autodrive courses. 2 grain carts, 3 trucks. Another grain cart in there, he's just about to head off as well. So, been having some fun with the frames with all of these vehicles. Alright, so here we are, just pulling into the sell points on the main entry. Now I think the way the Autodrive course is set up here is to go down and do a bit of a loop in this big open area. Rather than trying to turn in straight into the sell points, I thought I'd bring them in here first. So we should do a big 180 in this nice open area. And then head back to the grain heaps back behind us. Alright, so now to navigate through the heaps, this first sell point, and this is what's going to interest me, is whether it detects this trigger or whether it keeps on going. No, so it keeps on going because I think the triggers are set to anything 50 meters away from one of the destinations. So it ignores that one, because even though it drove past it, that wasn't its destination. And so we should swing around here, get into our sell point and start unloading. There we go, covers are off. Moment of truth. And we haven't started unloading. Let me just try and figure out that is whether I've got the trigger not far enough ahead. We'll just open up the Autodrive here. Oh, there we go, I just had to think about it. Alright. Well, check out the animation on these tippers. They pivot on the rear axle. Even slide the truck forward, probably because of the weight of the trailers lighter, but there we go. We should see, once that's back down, let's see. Oh, it hadn't finished. Alright, so I wonder if that's fully empty now, is it? Our truck should hopefully, there we go, he started up again. I'm going to pull forward and get the next trailer unloaded. Perfect. And this time it's pulling the rear trailer forward. So I wonder if last time with pulling the front backwards it may have slipped the trigger, the tip point back behind the trigger. There we go, that one's done. Sit here and watch the next one go up too. All the hoses and everything there animated. Modelled at least. Impressive piece of engineering. And a lot of weight going through that rear axle too, I'd imagine. For 32,000, I think that might have managed to tip it all in one go from that one. Certainly doesn't look like it's going to tip anymore. No, all empty in there. Oh, beautiful. And we'll be gone. I'm not quite sure why that didn't carry on. I would have thought it should have carried on in the loop. I just had to trigger it there with the continue button. But anyhow, that's our first road train, our first load down here to the sell point. And I was just going to say, I hadn't seen too many warnings pop up from courseplay of anything needing unloading, so things must have been going well back at the farm. Anyhow, I might jump back there, get the fence up and running again, so I can keep an eye on them, and we'll be back there for when this guy comes back in. Alright, so just having a little bit of a look over things here. Thought we'd fly up and see what was going on. You can see our 3 John Deeres are over there. Needing a bit of unloading. Got the grain cart in the middle there. I thought he was making his way back over here to unload, I expect. Seems to be moving. Got the small Mac running in there to empty out some more of the mother bin. Got the grain cart here on the right using Autodrive to unload into the mother bin. Here comes our road train back from delivering our first load to the sell point. Again, that's on Autodrive. And once we'll just watch him go in the driveway, just as he should. And then if we pan around here, There you go, there's another truck leaving there. If we pan around here, you can see the 3 Fendts there lined up, and a grain cart heading in to get the lead one unloaded of that. Right, I'm just going to quickly tab through everything just to show you all how things are running. So we've got the Fendts here. We've got this one started on the first land, running along behind him is the next one, and you can see the other one's still coming down the headland there. Got the cart parked in the middle here. Another cart heading back, not sure whether he's going to unload or wanting to come and pick up one of these guys, but that's that. So there's number 3. $6,000 for wages. Yeah, that was an expensive hour. But if we keep going, here we go, here's the 9RT. He's down here unloading one of the X9s. We've got the Field 7 truck running still from the mother bins to the silos. And the Field 6 truck here is heading towards the silos with a full load. Got an X9 sitting here waiting to be unloaded. He's cut in enough to let the wagon in here. And we've got this guy back underway. I think he was the one that the 9RT was just unloading. He's back underway. And this guy's just obviously just been unloaded by the 9RX. And he's back underway. And then we head down to the sell point and we're getting our next load of barley sold. And then we've got the case grain cart here. He's running down to offload one of these guys. And we've got this one here who's managed to get a little bit lost behind the mother bin. I'm not sure what he's doing. But trying to drive to the combine. Let's see if we can just advance him to one of the other points. Alright, well there we go. Everything just seems to be working at the moment. I'm not going to tempt fate or anything like that, but it's just running really smoothly. I see that now that we're on lands, these guys are struggling a little bit to keep their separation compared to what they did have. So I'm not sure quite what's causing that. But irrespective of that, as long as they behave, I'm not going to complain too much. But anyhow, I hope you've all enjoyed that. More, would I say, I wouldn't know whether I'd say more advanced, but certainly trying a few more things than we did on the last time. Just pushing things a little bit more. 6 combines running courseplay, 2 grain carts on courseplay, 2 grain carts on Autodrive, 3 trucks on Autodrive. So there's certainly been a lot of moving parts, which all seem to have worked together reasonably well. A few little conflicts here and there, but nothing that couldn't be solved pretty simply. So I must say I'm pretty chuffed with how it's all turned out. But thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this as a follow-up to the last episode. Thank you all for your support, all the new subscribers. It's great to have you on board, and I really hope you enjoy the video and the rest of my content. But that will do for today. I'll catch you in the next one.